During the Delhi Sultanate period, the social status of a woman, be it Hindu and Muslim, in both communities was very low. She had to wear parda and were rarely allowed to go outside of the house. Sultan Muhammad Firoz Shah Tughlaq in the year 1309 to 1388 even prohibited young women from visiting holy shrines. He believed that if women went out together, they are sure to get involved in immoral activities. If we talk about the Rajputs, then they were considered as the honor and pride. The Rajput kings, without even seeking the permission of women, especially after being defeated in wars, either emotionally forced them to take their lives or killed their wives and slave girls in order to save their kingly honor. In both communities, the rulers and nobles married many women. While the Hindus married them, the Muslim sultans kept them as slave girls in the place called the royal harem. But the poor administration forced the Rajput rulers to become allies of the Mughals. But that came at a heavy price. They were asked to send their daughters to the imperial harem, and if His Majesty wanted, he would marry her. The practice lasted for 150 years, from 1562 to 1715. The first Rajput woman in the Mughal harem or Zenana palace was the daughter of Raja Bharmal of Amber, Harka Bai, who was married to the Emperor of Hindustan, Jalaluddin Muhammad. This forbidden marriage was given the secular image of Akbar. The marriage has been presented as an inter-religious affair back then. However, Harka Bai entered the Mughal household, then her husband found her to be very different and utterly beautiful. This might be because of their religious differences and cultural differences, and therefore she became her favorite wife, and she was given the title of Mariam-uz-Zamani. Emperor Akbar gave her 4 titles which she had held throughout her life. Wali Nimat Begum, which means the gift of Allah, in 1564. Malika-e Hindustan, given in the year 1565. Mariam-uz-Zamani, given in the year 1569. Malika-e Muzima means the precious one. Akbar's era chronicles name Tariq-e-Firishta, written by Muhammad Qasim Firishta, writes, in 1569, favorite Sultana of Akbar gave birth to the prince, and he was named Salim. These references are made from Akbarnama, and as per the Oxford Encyclopedia of World History, Mariam-uz-Zamani is the most influential wife of King Akbar. However, her Rajput names are not mentioned anywhere in Muslim scriptures, and the Rajput spouses are known by their Islamic names. The last incidence of a Mughal Rajput marriage is especially unsavory. It belongs to an era when the Mughal power had tremendously declined. In 1715, the proud Maharaja Ajit Singh of Marwar was compelled to marry off his daughter Indira Kanwar to Badshah Farrukhsiyar. The Maharaja showed no fondness for his Mughal son-in-law. He in fact was instrumental in Farrukhsiyar's dethronement and terrible assassination. By that time, the poor princess had fallen in love with His Majesty. But Indira Kanwar was again converted back to Hinduism and delivered to Jodhpur with all her property. It had been the first ever instance of Rajput princess being restored to her own people after she had once entered the imperial harem of His Majesty. The daughter of the king was obviously nothing but just a pawn in her father's politics. I'm not sure if she was ever married again. As a Rajput woman, her dedication to her late husband was enough. The Mughal men, although married Hindu princesses, but did not want their daughters and sisters marrying a Hindu prince and converting to another religion. This was also because in Hindu society at that time, a wife, widow, etc. did not have many rights, whereas in Muslim, girls could divorce, remarry, and no sati. So sati system was considered as a barbaric act at the time of the Mughal era. And also their status did not change with husband's death, like in case of Hamida Banu, who was the mother of Emperor Akbar. She remained Malika-e-Azam even after her husband's early death. So the girls could intermarry within family to avoid these three issues, or could remain unmarried if they did not wish to marry. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, then please do not forget to like it, subscribe it, and of course comment on it. And let me know if there is more to it. Thank you so much. See you next time.